Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the update for today, Wednesday, May 13th, 1980. I did it again. Alright, so I have this weird mental block about this particular date, May 13th, where for whatever reason, I always just ascribe it to being some date back in the 80s. I don't know if it was featured in Back to the Future or something, but for whatever reason, I always ascribe it to a particular year in the 80s, just even while doing accounting paperwork. Okay, sales date 5/1/3/8 every year. And so I guess maybe I should just start calling this 80s Day. Anyway, May the 13th of 2026, and I actually woke up in Central Oregon at Mom's place, and in a really big, comfy bed. And actually going to be putting up a photo of this particular, of their room here in a second. And we're going to circle back to that. But after that, it was actually time for Oliver, the cute little cat that you saw in the last couple of videos earlier this week, to, get his nails clipped, which probably I should have done too. Only I don't get to have somebody do it for me. But anyway, to get his nails clipped. And so we took him to the vet. And he actually goes to a vet not in their town, but into a little town, next town over. And, seemed like a really neat vet. I haven't been to a vet's office in, probably 15 years. But it seemed to be a good experience. And we got some good news about Oliver. There is something that that I guess they were kind of watching as a possible, stomach type of thing. But it looks like it's not that. So, good news there. And, so, then took Mom home, back to her house, and, she was driving. She took herself back to her house, and I rode along for the ride along with Oliver. And, and then we kind of hung around and, at her house for a little bit. Actually got to, see one of the caretakers that had been helping Dad for some of that time, and or actually quite a bit of the time while he had the stroke and was getting in-home health care. And great guy, and it's neat that he actually became a family friend even after being reassigned someplace else. Which was quite cool. And I lost my train of thought there. And then after that, we actually went to lunch at a really, really awesome burger place called Bend Redmond Burger Company. I guess they have one in a town called Bend, and they have one in a town called Redmond, and they serve burgers, and I guess they're incorporated, so therefore Bend Redmond Burger Company. Anyway, excellent burger. So if you're in that area and you really want a really good burger, excellent choice there. And I guess both Redmond and Ben have one. And so we had that, and thoroughly enjoyable. And then it was time for me to drive back over here to continue on with my life. Say goodbye to Mom and head back in the vehicle for the ride back. That being said, because if you saw my video yesterday, or for the 12th, we ended up getting stuck on Highway 26, the Mount Hood Highway, for about 25 minutes yesterday on the way over because of something going on. And we trekked to this cool little website that the state of Oregon has called Trip Check, where you can actually see, how check your trip. Neat name, right? And basic, normally use it for like traffic camera or for weather condition cameras, like checking that mountain to make sure you're not going through a snowstorm or something when you're heading up that way. But it covers the whole state. Regardless, so I pulled up TripCheck, and in that same region, there were these warning messages that you click on. It says, road improvement or lane improve, some kind of improvement of something or other. Potential waits of between 20 minutes and 2 hours. As somebody who has not had a whole lot of luck with things that, it could go either way, here in the year 2026, hasn't been my lucky year, I decided not to play the spend 2 hours stuck on Mount Hood lottery. So therefore, heading back up, ended up going again through what they call I call the northern route. It basically shoots straight up through Central Oregon, all the way up to the Oregon-Washington, the Columbia River, a little town called the Dalles, and then you can kind of turn down and cross the bridge in one of 4 different locations, or cross the river. And this time I chose Hood River, and drove across that bridge and then headed home that way. Luckily, that route happens to dump me off almost right in front of my place. So, here we are. Anywho, so I mentioned earlier in the video that it was ending up going, or that I was going to show a picture of the bedroom at Mom's place where I spent the night. And this is the same bedroom that I've stayed in on countless others of the nights that days that I was on there in these videos. This is the same room. All right. And so, but what I want you to pay attention to here, specifically, and I love Oliver being in this picture. He must have known I was taking a picture because you could hear that little bell jingling as he ran in to get right there as I was taking this photograph. Anyway, the thing about it is that because of the changes that have occurred in our family this year, long story short, if you see that beautiful chest of drawers and that bed and that TV, those are going to be coming this direction. And the reason I'm actually filming this right in front of the bedroom that is a complete freaking disaster, because I just started renovating or reorganizing it the other day. I keep wanting to use renovation, but reorganizing. Long story short, that dresser is going to end up right here, replacing this one. That TV that you see in that photograph is going to be replacing this one. And that bed, replacing that one. And, yeah, it's tough to, not sound morbid when what you're going to be essentially doing is almost inheriting furniture. But that's basically the gist of it. And as I'm going to be, like I said, renovating this room, it's almost all of this is going to be gone. And it's going to look quite a bit like the room in this picture, which of course was one of the rooms in which Mom and Dad spent quite a bit of time. When we had Dad, and yeah. So it's exciting. Although I wish it was for a different reason. But anyway, have a great one, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.